Good morning. Good morning. You know who it is, your friendly neighborhood therapist coming through this morning to see my peoples. Listen, it's cold out there. Well, in Connecticut, we got 30 degrees this morning. And as I was driving here, I'm like, dang, it's like winter just all of a sudden just snuck up. Winter just snuck up. Bam. And we're here. Good morning. You see the title. You see the title. You see the title. Why it's important to invest in ourselves. Let me see how my coffee is. You know how, if any of y'all make your own coffee, you know how sometimes you can just do something wrong and it don't be just right. Let's see if it's just right. Let's see. It's all right. It'll do. It's just right. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, Facebook family? You know, as I've always said, I don't come to y'all with nothing that I don't come to myself with first, right? And this conversation of investing in myself, or why it's important, because I ain't gonna talk about y'all because I don't know y'all business, okay? Because maybe you're good at investing in yourself. Maybe you're good, but I haven't always been good. Sip my coffee right there. I haven't always been good in investing in myself. And I'll tell you why in a few minutes. I haven't always been good in investing in myself because at one point in my life, I didn't know that I was worthy. And I'm going to say that again. At one point in my life, I didn't know, or I didn't think that I was worthy of investing in myself. I just didn't, you know. Good morning, my sister. Good morning. You know, when you go through a variety of trauma and just hardship in life, right? And that's all you really know, it's hard to believe that you're worthy. And I will say that again. It's hard to believe that you're worthy when you go through so much hardship, and all you ever known was hardship, right? So as it relates to investing in myself, good morning, my brother, you know, it was difficult for me to invest in myself. Now, I'm sure for those of y'all that are on and those that don't see this in playback, replay, whatever you call that thing, you know, you hear people talking about all the time, you know, oh, my investments, you know, I'm doing great in my investments. How's your investments going? And yeah, I got so much in my investments and I have a great ROI. ROI is return on investment. Now, this conversation came up for me this week, for me. But I already told y'all, it's usually my issues, you know, that I end up talking about on here. So I was emailing someone and I was telling them about this this meal ordering thing I'm doing, right? I order meals already prepared. All I got to do, pop them in the oven, pop them in the microwave, because the way my life's set up, I need something like that. I need something quick and easy. Working a full-time job, you know, having a private practice up to 18 to sometimes 20 clients a week, you know, and doing all the administrative work that I have to do with that, as well as trying to take care of myself, you know, and all the other things that we do in life. It's hard. So I'm busy, right? So as I was emailing this person, you know, and I was telling them that I was on this plan and, you know, I'm liking the food so far and da-da-da. And one of the things I said, it's kind of expensive, right? So I'm sending the email and I ain't think about it at the moment. Say, yeah, it's kind of expensive, but I like the food. Now, here's the thing about that. This is why that was a problem for me, right? Because not that I'm so concerned, but that's one of the first things I would say to people, because let's just be real. You tell somebody something, right? Oh yeah, I found this at da-da-da. Oh yeah, I do that and I got it from da-da-da. What's one of the first things people say? How much it costs? And I mean, not that you shouldn't ask, you know, because sometimes our money be looking funny, okay? So it's not that you shouldn't ask, but a lot of times for many of us, that's the first question. And that one question right there, how much it costs, can prevent us, hear what I'm saying, from investing in ourselves. And it don't matter. It could be ministry. You know, maybe you want to go to school for ministry. You feel that that's what God calls you to do, but it costs money. Oh, shoot, that's expensive. But I like what they offer and da-da-da, and it's accredited, but that's expensive. Are you worth the expense? Now, I'm not talking about if you don't have the money. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we can have the money, or we can make a way to have the money, because we do it for everything else. Come on now. I'm talking to somebody. I know I'm talking to myself. We can come up with money for whatever we want to come up with money for. But when it comes to investing in ourselves, that's when we want to get all prudent. That's when we want to get all cheap. You know what I'm saying? All frugal. But shouldn't that be the time where you say, yeah, I'm willing to spend that on me? I'm worth that. And here's the thing. We get so stuck on how much a thing costs, right? That we don't think about, good morning, beautiful. I pray all is well. Many times we get so stuck on how much a thing costs that it prevents us from receiving the blessings, okay? We get so caught up on how much a thing costs that we miss the blessing of what it would be to have the thing. You know, how about our education, right? How many of y'all out there, how many of y'all, and tell me in the replay, whatever, how many of y'all wanted to go back to school? You know, you're working at jobs that you don't like, right? There's always been something that you wanted to do in life. You know, ever since you were younger, you just have a certain skill set, talent. You've always wanted to do it, but it's going to require that you receive higher education that you have to pay for. Oh, it's, you know, going to school, oh, that costs too much money. That's expensive. Yeah, okay. And that it usually is, right? You go to school. Here's how I go. I got 4 degrees, okay? You go to school. You pay that money when you're done. And in my mind, I think in the hopes, not in the hopes, but you better have obtained a job where you can pay that money back. But what's the return on the investment of you going to school and paying that money? The return on the investment is now you can work in your chosen field. Good morning, beautiful. You up early. So the investment is you can now work in your chosen field because you chose to spend the money. Here's the investment, the money. Here's the other investment, the time. You chose to spend the money and the time to go to school to pursue a higher education, regardless of how much it costs. Because you know there's going to be a great return on the investment. You know that at the end, you're going to be able to work in the chosen field and you're going to make the type of money that you desire to make, and you can help the people do whatever it is, whatever your thing is. But it costs. We need to be willing to invest in ourselves because you know why? Nobody else ain't going to do it for you. Can I get an amen? As I sip. Why should somebody else invest in us? And we won't invest in ourselves. I'm just saying, just posing the question. Why should someone else invest in us when we won't invest in ourselves? I mean, I don't like having all these student loans, you know. But if I didn't get these degrees, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. You see what I'm saying? I'm happier. I'm more fulfilled. You know, I used to work in group homes. That's the kind of work that I did because I only had a high school education when I moved up here. My first job was a teller at a bank. My second job, I think, was a teller at a bank. Then I started working in group homes once I started having children. And then I started realizing how hard I had to work and how much my bills were. And I had always said I wasn't going to college. For those of y'all that graduated high school with me in Alabama, y'all know. Not that I couldn't, right? But I just didn't want to. I ain't going to no college. Man, please. I just want to party. I just want to have fun. I ain't going to nobody college. I'm tired of school. And what I do when I move up here when I'm 19, guess what? Went to school, right? Now, there was a lot of investing. There was a lot of sacrifice. But the return on the investment of me getting 4 degrees, the return on investment of the certifications that I have, I think it's pretty good. And here's the thing, not just now, continually. Continually. If I want to be known as somebody that I know what I'm talking about and I can sit here and talk to y'all, you know, like I'm a therapist or whatever, but I ain't got no degree. I'm just saying, you might pay me. You might, or you might let your insurance pay me. But you might not. Because think about it. Would you go to a doctor that ain't went to school? Would you go to, you know, an anesthesiologist, let them give you anesthesia when they ain't went to no school or they dropped out? They didn't invest. What? No, you wouldn't. It's important, and I'm going to say it again. It's important to invest in ourselves. Another reason why we tend to not do it is a poverty mindset. Now, I'm speaking, everything that I'm saying now, this is about me. This ain't about nobody else because I don't know your business. This is about me. When you come from poverty, right, and that's all you pretty much known all your life, and it wasn't even like paycheck to paycheck. It wasn't one of them kind of things, like just always been poor. Ain't never had nothing, you know, and your parents did the best that they could with what they had. That's what I'm trying to talk about. And then you get into adulthood, and then you struggle still. Paying your bills, those kind of things. Always, 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 always. We develop a certain mindset. You don't even know how many times, oh, good Lord, income tax check. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, having 3 kids and they're little. Oh, my God. We used to get some fat checks. You don't even know how much money I blew. And I mean blew. Can't even tell you where the money went. I had a poverty mentality. And for me, what that meant was, as soon as it got in my hand, poof, poof, be gone. I ain't putting no money. No, this is my money. Hey, might as well spend it. You're alive. You only got one life. Spend it now. If I would have invested some of that money from back then, I would be real good right now at the age of 50. You know what I'm saying? I would be really good right now in my finances had I taken the time or had developed the knowledge and understanding of what it meant to invest in myself. I mean, my mother didn't teach me about investing in myself because my mother couldn't invest in herself. You know, she only had 8th grade education. And my mother had to work really hard for the little change that she got trying to pay the bills. So she didn't teach me about investing in myself. So investing in myself and ourselves, it doesn't have to be money. It's time, right? It's so crazy how many of us will rip and run for everybody else. Everybody else. But you can't get somewhere and sit down and meditate. You won't invest time in yourself just to pray. You won't invest time in yourself just to read the word, just, you know, to get grounded. Or just do a few stretches or yoga or whatever because your body tight and you've been feeling. And then the next day you wake up and you worse off than you was the day before. Sometimes investing in ourselves is not money. That's one resource, right? But that's not it. Sometimes it's time. And here's the God truth. If this pandemic ain't taught us nothing or taught me nothing, it's taught me time is very limited, right? That things can happen that can change the trajectory of our lives. Good morning, how you doing? You know, it's important to invest in ourselves. Like, you know, if you're struggling with something, right? And you really, really, really want to get out of it because, you know, last time, well, what I'm talking about, the struggle is real. So let's say you're struggling with something, you really want to get out of it, but you don't know how, right? And then you find out how you can get out of it. Hear what I say. You're struggling with something, you're tired of it, you want to get out, then you find a source to help you get out, but you got to pay some money. And you got to, let's say, spend some time. You know what many of us do? Stay stuck. We stay stuck. We don't want to spend the money. Man, my money tight. Like, I don't know. But the money, good morning, beautiful. But the money that we can spend on going out to eat, the money that we can spend on clothes and shoes, because you know we likes our swag. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we likes to be looking nice. We likes that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We like to have a swag on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with that. If you're willing to invest more money in your appearance and what you wear and what's on your feet and what kind of car you drive, then something that's going to return something in the future for you. Good example, stocks. That's an investment, right? Now, me and my poverty mindset and ain't knowing nothing about none, you know, when I first started hearing about stocks, I'm like, what? So you mean to tell me I'm going to take my money, my for sure money, and put it in these here stocks somewhere that somebody is messing with. They going to control it. And it can go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you mean to tell me that I should be putting my money in that? What? That was like blasphemy to me. Like, man, you must be crazy. If it ain't under my mattress, in my boob, or in the bank, I ain't putting it nowhere else. And as a result, I don't have nothing. Not that I don't have nothing, right? Not that I don't have nothing, but I could have a lot more. Had I started investing in myself way back when I first started learning about it. But that fear and that poverty mindset kept me from investing in myself. I'm acting like I'm giving the money to somebody else. It's my money. I can take my money out of Robinhood anytime I want. That's the name of the stock, people, that I use right now. I can take my money out anytime I want. But I feel like I'm worth the investment. Because, you know, I'm 50. I'm on that side of the hill. You know, when you in your teens, your 20s, 30, you're right here at the top of the hill. Boop. I'm on that side. I'm 50. I'm on that side of the hill. And it's time now more than ever to invest in myself. So when I look at the amount of money that I'm spending for this vegan meal prep service that's delivered to me, I mean, calorie counts on there, all the nutrients, everything that's in the packages, it's right there, and all I got to do is pop it in the oven or the microwave. Man, you best believe I'm going to pay that money. But one day I'm going to have me a vegan chef. Hey, I'm speaking it right now. Speak those things that be not as though they were. I'm going to have me a vegan chef one day. Sure is. But once again, what's the return on my investment? Let's just use that for an example. I'm investing in myself, paying this money for this vegan meal prep delivery service. What's the return? The return on investment is time, right? So it saved time for me. Some of y'all don't know. I meal prep every week on Sunday. So when I say meal prep, that means cook for the house and then cook for myself because we eat different. And it takes hours for me to meal prep. And I mean hours. So I work Monday through Saturday, 2 jobs. Well, 1 job on Saturday. And then meal prep on Sunday, which takes hours. So how much time have I really had off on the weekend? Don't get me wrong. It's stuff that I feel like I need to do to invest in myself. However, it can be a bit much, right? So for me, they save me time, right? And health. I really, at this point in my life, I'm really monitoring my health and what I eat more now than ever before. I have to. You know, my mother's passing had a lot to do with that, but I would say I've always been kind of, you know, on the healthy side, you know, at least for 20 years or so. But when she passed, it really, really, really caused me to pay more attention to things I need to do regarding my health. So I know that there's no preservatives in those meals. Hello, ain't no preservatives. I see all the natural whole ingredients right there on the label. See that stuff right there? That saves me so much because I know what I'm putting in my body. So you see, the return on the investment, time, the fact that it's going to help me live a healthier lifestyle, just making things easier for me, help me to keep my blood pressure and my weight in control, all of those things. It's worth the investment. When you going to start investing in yourself now? It don't matter what it is. How about real estate? How many of y'all want to have your own business? How many of you always had the gift of gab? You know what I'm saying? Or you always had a certain skill set, but you just may need to invest some money in, someone or something in order that you get better at or get more knowledge about, then you can move to that next thing. Let me tell you something, life too short. I say that just by every post. Life is too short. And don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. You can have an amazing life. An amazing life. But not investing in yourself. It's the worst thing you could ever do. The worst thing you could ever do. I don't know why I can't see nothing here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. But anywho, I got to get off here pretty soon because I got a client at 9. And just think about that. I have a client that comes here every Saturday. Every Saturday she comes here at 9 a.m. She a young lady. She ain't got no kids. She can sleep in late. But she invested in herself. She makes sure she see her therapist every week. Ain't canceled now. Nan time. She hasn't canceled at all, okay? She's been very consistent. That's investing in herself. And that's another interesting thing, right? Like for me, I know, considering where I'm going in life, in my business, because I'll be soon full-time entrepreneur in my practice, there are a lot of things I don't know. Do you think I'm going to have to invest in someone or some company or organization that's going to give me some knowledge and some wisdom as to how to move forward? Yeah. Is it going to be a great return on my investment? Oh yeah, it better. It better. You see what I'm saying? But it's going to be worth it. Because if I'm going to be full-time in this practice, and there are a lot of things that I don't know, and I know of some people that know, that have either been there, done that, or specialize in that, helping people, if that's the case, guess what? I'm going to reach out to them. It's an investment. It's an investment in me. The last real reason why we don't invest in ourselves, and I kind of touched on it when I first started talking, is that we don't feel like we're worthy. When you have been mentally, physically abused, emotionally abused, and you just dealt with struggle all your life, how easy is it for you to believe that you're worthy? Whether it's somebody, worthy of being in a great relationship, worthy of having great things, worthy. A lot of times, and I'm speaking for myself, I never thought I was worthy. So I would invest in other people. Yeah. It was easier for me to invest in other people than it was for me to invest in myself. Because I could see their dream and invest in their dream, but I wouldn't invest in my own. Come on now, somebody. We got to stop it. And as I said, the last and final reason, if we don't invest in ourselves, nobody else will. How will anybody ever take us seriously, right? Many times we could be talking about the same thing over and over again, year after year. Oh yeah, I'm so sick of that job. And You see my face. Every year, every other month, we talking about the same thing. Start investing in yourself. You are worthy. Hear what I'm saying to you today? You are worthy, and I don't care what it is, how big or how small. It doesn't have to be a financial investment in yourself. It doesn't have to be. It can be time. You just keeping your peace and keeping negative people from around you is an investment in yourself. Huh? Spending money where it's just blown versus putting that money somewhere for yourself where you can watch it grow. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help you. I wish somebody had helped me and told me this long time ago, but they didn't. But that's why I'm sharing it with y'all. But anywho, share this video with somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was helpful for you. Maybe it wasn't, but share it with somebody. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your amazing Saturday. Stay warm, especially if you up north. Love y'all. Have a good day.